What up, y'all? It's your man ES the Herman Star back again with another video, and I'm here to do the summer solstice reading for the sign of Aquarius. So if you have Aquarius in your chart, sun, moon, or rising, this is for you. Summer solstice, aka this is also Cancer sun reading, you know. So the sun in Cancer reading. So shout out to all the Cancers out there if you are cross watching. But yeah, Cancers are getting the free birthday month personal reads. But if you're not a Cancer sun, you're still able to get a personal read from me by sending me an email. You can find my email in the description box below. That is how you can book your reading, by sending me an email. So with the Cancer sun being here, the summer solstice, really what it's symbolic of, especially with Cancer, it's all about just caring, honestly, like caring for other people, but don't forget to care for yourself. A lot what Cancers, and you might have Cancer in your chart, but what Cancers tend to do a lot is care for other people. It's in their nature to care for a lot of folks. Now, you're Aquarius, so don't take this as offense, but caring for other people is not necessarily, your strong suit. Not to say that you're heartless or anything, but Aquarius is a very much self, all about the self. And this is great as well, because again, as I stated, this isn't just the energy for caring for other people, it's for caring for yourself. There's also there's this stigma when it comes to people being selfish or caring for themselves, that they're all about themselves, when in actuality they take care of themselves, or they look after themselves so they can be of service to other people. So that could be you, that could be any sign really, but so don't take this idea of you simply, I guess if you can't identify with Cancers totally, you might not have Cancer in your chart, whatever the case is, this is still a time for you to be able to care for yourself in the way that it's very nurturing, like Cancers are very nurturing to others, very much capable of holding space and being vulnerable, with others, and having that, and having that for yourself as well. So I have your cards here. We picked them out. We're going to start with the Temperance here in reverse. So we're going to see how all this obviously is relative to you, Aquarius. All right. This is someone who is desperate and can be very much impulsive as well. I feel like for you, Aquarius, because I feel as though I'm feeling it, and you're my rising sign, so I feel like this could be applicable for me as well. But I feel like we have goals in mind, especially since it's summertime and the year is half done. We're probably looking at this situation. When I say we, I mean people with Aquarius placements, you Aquarius suns, or anyone with Aquarius placements, but are probably folks who are looking at what the year has, again, the year is halfway done, and we're looking at just pretty much assessing what we've, accomplished this year, or what we feel as though we should have accomplished, or what we didn't accomplish, again, tapping into that Cancer sun, just tapping into that energy, being able to not harshly judge yourself for maybe not reaching a milestone that you feel as though you should have reached by now. We still have the rest of the year, and in all honesty, this is something I've been working on for myself, as a Aquarius rising, is that I really need to not put timelines on things. Now that's not to say not to have goals or anything, and not to have things in mind that I aspire to, but to simply just allow myself to do what I have to do day by day to achieve whatever I want to achieve, and not necessarily have a goal in mind. Now that's not possible for everything. There are certain things obviously that needs to have a timetable on it, But if it doesn't need to have an immediate timetable or just a timetable on it in general, I feel as though as long as you get it done, as long as you're making the proper steps to go toward that goal, whatever it is, I think that's how you should view it. Rather than be, again, this temperance in reverse and being desperate, and now you feel as though you need to be on goal mode in order to make things happen. Because from what I'm seeing with the cards here, and I'll get to the rest of your cards here, like that whole rush mode is not going to work out for your best favor. I mean, it's not going to make things terrible, but it's also not going to make things as, let's just say, fruitful as they could have been had you just took your time and, again, do what a Cancer would do in your shoes. Have that compassion for themselves and say, okay, maybe I didn't achieve this by March or by June of 2025. That's okay. I still have the rest of this year. I still have the rest of my life for as long as I'm breathing to achieve this thing, I bring up the aspect of wanting to achieve something, not just because it's something I could relate to. It's an example that I could relate to, but you have the Chariot here. This is, nonetheless, it's still forward movement. And hence why I was saying, and there's another card as well. We'll get to it when we get there. That I'm saying, ultimately, I think you will achieve whatever goal or goals you have in mind. But how smooth that ride is, that Chariot ride is really dependent on, again, how things shape out. How you react to you not being able to, you not having pretty much you having unfinished business. How do you react to that? Are you going to put yourself in tizzy to the point where you overreact and now you're on go mode? Or are you going to, again, do what a Cancer would do and have that compassion for yourself and understand that things didn't work out at the time that they, you may have wished they would have worked out? And if you hear that noise outside, just ignore that, listen to me. But as I was saying, just have that compassion for yourself. It's just really dependent on how you respond to it. Are you going to respond with compassion for yourself or judgment of yourself for, again, not reaching some goal that you may have had? You have the Knight of Wands in reverse as the next card. This is why, or one of the cards I'm saying, along with that Temperance, your first card, yet that Temperance being in reverse, as to why I'm saying that I feel as though you the energy that you are that's most strongest for you to move forward, to respond to, again, the lack of success that you may think you have, or the lack of goals achieved. This is one of the cards that's symbolic of this. This is someone who can be very domineering but also lacks self-control. And again, if you are to the point where you are forcing this figurative horse that you're on to go fast, to go at a pace, because you're looking at the time that we're in. You're looking at is June 20th as of what I'm recording. Shout out to, first of all, Juneteenth was yesterday. I enjoyed Juneteenth. Shout out to everyone who appreciates and celebrates Juneteenth, all that good stuff. But yeah, it's June 20th as I'm recording this. It's June nonetheless. And, again, as I stated at the beginning, you might be in the space where you're like, I can't believe it's June and I still have yet to do X, Y, and Z. As I said I was going to do at the beginning of this year. I was supposed to have X, Y, and Z done. And now you're forcing this horse to go in overtime, in overdrive, because you feel like, okay, I don't want to waste, in quotation marks, I don't want to waste another 6 months, And again, Aquarius, it's really a situation to where you can have goals, you can have things in mind that you want to achieve, but again, I don't think you're going to make things easier for yourself by forcing that horse to, step it up a bit another year, it's going to cause some issues here, The next card I see is the Nine of Wands in reverse. This is exhaustion, and this is like also someone who is motivated by fear. This is almost pretty much on the verge of burnout, which is not surprising because, again, with that Knight of Wands in reverse, that can lead to burnout, both mental and physical burnout, if you're forcing yourself to like step it up simply because, again, you feel like you're lacking in a department because maybe you compare yourself to somebody. You know, it's not really in the Aquarius's nature to compare themselves to anybody, really. And that's what I love about y'all. One of the many things, honestly, that I love about y'all. But you know, we all fall into shadow sides of any shadow side. All right, and it could be a situation where you're comparing yourself to somebody and you're like, they have X, Y, and Z together in this June, and I don't have X, Y, and Z together in this June. Okay, once again, have that compassion for yourself. Again, go talk to some cancers in your life that could hold some space for you, you know, or tap into that energy to where they can have that compassion for themselves and are able to, I want to say forgive themselves, but I don't even think they a Cancer in their righteous energy is one to even punish themselves for, again, not achieving something at a certain time. They're just very much understanding that, hey, it didn't happen by then. It didn't happen. Doesn't mean it's never going to happen. It just means it didn't happen now, you know? And as long as I keep at it, it's going to happen one day. So I think just having that mindset, once again, I have to reiterate, having that mindset is how you are going to get through this emotional rut that I see here. The last card being the Five of Cups, which I think it's good. You know, I think it's good that this is here. Now, granted, when it's in this position, this is regret. This is mourning as well. But look at the card, as I said many a times, right? Look at what this individual is doing. They're looking at these filled cups. And then there's two cups still standing. Why say this is good when it shows up in this position here? One of the very few cards that I feel as though is a good card, whether you get it upright or in reverse, right? But, you know, because when you look at the symbolism of this card, it's someone who's not necessarily, who hasn't lost everything. Like, they lost what was inside these cups, sure, but they haven't lost everything. There's still two cups standing tall. There's still something that you have that you should divert your attention to, your love and attention to, before they fall apart and then you actually do lose everything. What I'm saying here is, you know, instead of focusing on what you didn't do this year, focus on what you did accomplish. Focus on what you can do to achieve more, to achieve whatever goals you have. You know, because there are some things that you did accomplish this year that you're not giving yourself credit for at all. And in this season, in this type of season, you know, especially Cancer season, like, give yourself credit. Give yourself credit for, okay, maybe I didn't achieve this at this time, but I did do this. I thought I was going to, you know, it was going to take me a year to achieve this thing, but it actually took me the first 3 months or just a month for me to achieve whatever. Give yourself credit for that stuff, because there's something, you know, whatever it is. I won't know what it is until you book that personal read, of course. But whatever it is, there is something that you can look back at and be proud of and say, I did that. This year alone, not just previous years, not just last year, this year alone, 6 months in, I know there's something. So that Five of Cups, you know, is just a reminder of that. You know, just a reminder of, hey, there's something. You know, yeah, you're regretting some time lost. You're regretting you're like in this defeatist mindset, but there's something that those two cups represent that you have achieved this year. So be proud of that. All right. that's what I have for the tarot. We're about to get into the oracle right now. But before I choose a card, I would like to remind you to please hit that like if you haven't liked this video yet, or if you have anything of, if I've given you anything of value, let me put it that way. The only thing I want from you is a like. So, well, not just that, a like, a share, a comment, and a subscribe if you're not subscribed. If you've done all of that, you've given me everything that I would like. The extra stuff for me is just if you book a personal read, but you don't have to book one. But I really do appreciate it if you were to hit that like and subscribe. All right. So your card, ironically, you might be in the winter, somewhere where there's a winter hemisphere. Like winter has started today for you. Maybe. Don't know. But your card is Frost of Stillness. I do not miss seeing this. As beautiful as it look on this card, I don't miss seeing snow. Bring on the heat, baby. Anyways, I'm in the northern hemisphere, so summer started over here. So let me get into your card, though. Embrace the frost of stillness, wherein the calm of icy pause, reflect, clarity. They're just throwing words in this card. Hold on, let me read this again. Frost of stillness. Embrace the frost of stillness, wherein the calm of icy pause, reflective clarity is found. All right. Hopefully you understood that. So pretty much, you don't have to be in the winter hemisphere. Winter doesn't need to be starting for you, is what I'm saying. For this to be relative to you, I'm just saying, just in case you are somewhere on the other side of the world, or somewhere where winter has started, where my summer has started today. But this is pretty much telling you to be still and be like calm and be present. Honestly, I'm seeing, like, again, going back to the message I was saying with the tarot, look back at what you have achieved. Like, slow down. I know you're on this horse right now, but slow down. Slow down a bit. Let that horse relax. Slow down a bit, or at least walk. Have the horse, instead of charging forward, how about you just walk the horse, or you sit on the horse while it's briskly just walking. It's still moving, such as the chariot, but it's like just chill out and take some time to recognize where you are right now, so that's what I have for you today for the summer solstice reading, once again, for the sign of Aquarius, sun, moon, or rising. If you got anything of value from this video, please hit that like. Once again, YouTube algorithm, they push out these videos once people like, comment, share, subscribe, but definitely hitting that like is a great way to help out as well. But yeah, liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing if you would like that personal read. Once again, shoot me an email. You can find that in the description box below. You can find the link to my podcast where I talk about spirituality, tarot, personal development, things of that nature, and all that good stuff there. So if you like discussions about that, go subscribe to the podcast wherever you can catch that podcast. I think I have the Spotify link down there, but you can catch it on other platforms as well. All right. I would like to thank you for trusting me, for being your intuitive reader for today, or at least one of your intuitive readers for today. It's not a lot of us, but there are. Anyways, like, comment, share, subscribe once again. And until next time, until next video, you see me when you see me. Take care.